All right. This uh, I got a request from Infamous Smiles to make what if Deku had Steven Universe's powers. But what I'm going to do is something a little different. I'm not sure if he wanted me to do this in my way or what, but I'm going to start Steven. I'm going to start Deku off with an ability, not all the full scale, all the powers of Steven Universe. No, how I'm going to start this off is with an ability called aura manipulation. Basically, aura manipulation is what Steven Universe has. It's just he has it on a lower scale at the moment. So when Deku was little, he the ground begins to shake. The lights go violent. They start blinking, flashing, on and on and on. Everyone thinks that his quirk is some sort of electromagnetic quirk, but they don't. They've never seen something like this. A little boy, a newborn at that, having a quirk. Are they sure that it's not a mutation? Just then, they start to put. They start to get a quirk nullification. They start to get a quirk nullifying doctor in there, and just then, the doctor tries to activate his quirk, but it's not working. For some reason, it doesn't work on Deku. So everybody thinks that, well, maybe it's just something random. A year goes by. Deku's 1 year old. He's sitting in the room, and his favorite All Might toy breaks, and he begins to cry. He begins to bawl and shout, cry louder and louder and louder. To just up out of nowhere, he starts floating. As Deku's mom walks into the room, she sees her little boy just sitting on the floor, crying about his toy. I'll say that Deku instantly floated down when he felt someone's presence. He couldn't control it, it was just a habit. Then, Deku turns 4. Deku's mom notices things like the lights going on and off, on and off. Her quirk is stronger than it should be. She can lift things larger than what she should. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm sorry, guys. I'm tired. But yeah, She can lift things larger than she normally could, and this is all due to Deku's ability. So she decides to take Deku to the doctor, the quirk doctor, and the quirk doctor states that he doesn't have that extra bone that normal people have, that quirkless people have, and he should have a quirk. And then the doctor recalls who the little boy is. This is the boy from 3 years ago, isn't it? The doctor says, yes, it is. It's him, he says in his mind. Just then, Deku smiles and says, so, will I have a quirk? The doctor smiles and states, yeah, you'll have a quirk. Seems like you already developed it. Some sort of electromagnetic quirk. But it doesn't just stop at electromagnetics, does it? Has weird things been happening around? Deku then recalls all the times that stuff has happened, and he can never convince his mom that it has happened. He then states, yeah, it actually has. That's when the doctor says, well, son, you'll need to train this ability. It's a very powerful quirk. Just then, wait, no, yeah. Deku says, thanks. I'll make sure I'm the greatest. And he gets excited on his way out. The doctor thinks back and says, that boy, his quirk is so destructive. And what did he call it again? Aura, Aura something. We get to the beginning of the anime, and I'll say Deku doesn't spend. Well, he spends half of his time. No, he spends 1/3 of his time training his quirk. 1/3 of his, another third of his time training his body, and the other third studying. So I'll say Deku's quirk has gotten to the point where he's able to manifest the glowing lights, and he's able to float, but not freely, just a little bit off the ground. So his jumps are lighter. It's like walking on the moon. Deku's mom still think that it's electromagnetic. It's an electromagnetic quirk that allows him to control the electromagnetic fields around him, but it's not. It's something totally different and way more powerful. But just then, Deku raises his Deku raises his head from his desk as he's writing down all the notes for today. He then hears the teacher say, "So, what does everyone want to be when they graduate high school? When I graduate middle school?" All the students begin to raise their hands. The teacher starts to pass out the packets, but then throws them up immediately, saying, "I'm just kidding. I know you all want to go to UA and be heroes." Everyone starts using their quirk. People are blasting. Their heads are swiveling everywhere. Deku and Bakugo are the only people who are keeping calm at the moment. Deku then sees Bakugo as he's getting ready to explode his desk and say, "Hey, don't lump me in with these B-listers." That's when the teacher also looks down at his phone. His board, and says, "Ah, yes, Izuku Midoriya, you also wanted to go to UA, didn't you?" Deku then smiles and says, "Yeah, I've always wanted to go. I want to be the greatest hero ever." Bakugo then smirks and says, "You, the greatest hero? I doubt that. You may have a strong quirk, but I'll still be number one." That's when Deku states, "I'm always up for a challenge, Kachan." The two smile. They bump fists. On their way out, Bakugo asks, "Hey Deku, you want to come to my house for some video games? Maybe I'll beat you again." But Midoriya smiles, but says, "Nah, I need to go train my quirk. I need to, get it under control." On his way home, Deku then sees a puddle. Well, yeah, he sees a puddle. Just then, he feels a hand. As he passes the puddle, he then feels a hand reach out and grab him. It's slimy, gooey, something that shouldn't exist, something it's almost like as if it's a quirk. Just then, something starts to drag Deku to the muddy water, stating, "What's your quirk, kid? You seem like you have a powerful one." The ground starts to shake. Everything starts to break. Just then Deku feels a fire in his stomach. Something's burning. Something's indenting itself. It's trying to come out. The sludge villain then sees the mark that's formed on Deku's stomach. It's not permanent. It's just temporary. Deku then surrounds himself in a ball made of nothing but light and aura. Just then, All Might comes and says, "I am here," but he's immediately blinded by the beauty that is the ball that Deku is forming. The sludge villain is trying to kidnap Deku, but it's not working. The ball is preventing him any access to Deku, any way to talk to Deku. That's when All Might comes, and then Detroit smashes the villain, spraying his body all across the wall. He then grabs a bottle and then fills it up to the top with the sludge villain. Just then, Deku goes out of his trance. The strange mark on Deku's stomach goes away. All Might looks up at Deku and asks, "Hi, hello, son. Are you okay? It seems like you have a powerful quirk there. What is it?" Deku said. The first thing Deku says is, "Oh my God, it's All Might. Oh my God, oh my God. Can I have your autograph?" All Might gives Deku his autograph. Deku says, "Oh right, you asked me questions, didn't you? I'm sorry. My name is Izuku Midoriya, but my friends call me Deku. Um, and my quirk is aura manipulation. This intrigues. This intrigues All Might. Says aura manipulation. But yeah, I'm going to leave it off right here. Um, Go check out Infamous Smiles channel. He's a good what if YouTuber, and I like Bark Bar.